Hey, what's happening, world? I am your man, Ray Sr., and this is In Case You Missed It. All right, man. So, in hip hop news, we've got the Migos. They just dropped their third album, it looks like, called The Culture 3. Now, I try to check everything out, man, just so I can stay in tune with what's going on out there. Uh, I will say this, their flow got a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more crisp, man. But overall, I would say the songs still sound the same. You know what I mean? So, if you listen to one Migos track, you probably heard them all on this one too. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, baby. All right, so in R&B news, we've got someone named Kali Uchis, and she's got a new song out. Well, it's actually been out since November of 2020. It's kind of just now catching on, man. So, if you got a hot song, man, shop that thing around until it catches on. Uh, I'm probably gonna butcher this pronunciation, but it's telepatia. I think it stands for like telepathy, right? She's from Colombia. She's a Colombian artist. The cool thing about her, man, is that she has this classic R&B soulful sound with this song, but then she kind of does this bilingual thing where she's singing, in Spanish and then partly in English as well, man. So it's pretty dope, man. I like it. So check it out, though. All right, in film and TV shows, we've got let's see, Wu Tang, an American Saga. All right, y'all check it out. It's on Hulu. I just watched the first episode. I think it's dope. It's not really new. It's been out for a while, but they do have a season 2 coming, and RZA says it's going to start by September. Okay, it's kind of based off of their life story, and just kind of tells you how they formed the group. Man, it's super dope, man. So check it out. All right, in sports news, we got MMA. There was a pay-per-view fight. I went ahead and checked it out, man. It's pretty dope. I guess the main fight was a guy named Israel Adesanya, right? So I always just call him Izzy, you know what I mean? Because I can never pronounce his name. He was fighting this guy, Marvin Vittori. All right, so basically, just to sum up, Izzy controlled the fight the entire time. Vittori just too slow, too short, too muscle bound. You know what I'm saying? So in boxing, they say like beach bodies, they're for looking good, but in the ring, man, it just kind of slows you down. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really help that you're all buff. So you could clearly see that he was too slow. All right, but the best fight was one of the undercards. Okay, it was a guy named Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards. Okay, um, pretty good fight. I guess Nate Diaz, I know he's been around. I've heard that name for a long time, seen some of his past fights. I don't know, man. He's kind of a clown in the ring, or at least this time he was a clown. But man, the crowd is with him. You know what I'm saying? Um, and Edwards was just beating his ass the whole fight, man. All 5 rounds. I mean, dude's left eye was cut, bleeding profusely. The right side of his head looked like it was split wide open. I mean, dude was all messed up. He wasn't strong enough. He wasn't fast enough. He wasn't as crisp. But I'll say this: at the end of those 5 rounds, it must have been like the last 30 seconds. Nate Diaz, man, caught old boy with a straight left. You know what I'm saying? Hit him right on the chin, and man, buckled them legs. He was wobbling around, trying to get out of there and hold on. He did escape, and Leon Edwards did come away with the win. But it just goes to show you, man, if you just stick with it, man, and never give up, you got the fighter's chance. So, all right, our interview today is going to be with beatboxer, rapper, producer, all around do-it-yourself guy, Austin's very own Ben Buck, everybody. All right, y'all, in case you missed it, we got my man Ben Buck, the human beatbox, with us today. What's going on, Ben?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Chiller, man. Real quick, man, for those who don't know who you are, man, just give us, a quick rundown about you, where you're from, and all that for those folks out there.
Peace, y'all. My name is Ben Buck. I'm from Austin, Texas. I'm a hip hop artist and also an ACC graduate under Ray Sr.
I see you repping ACC, baby. Real quick, I just want to get it out the way. I am seeing you all over the place, dog. Like you're performing like 2, 3 times a night, man, all over in all the venues. What are you doing that's so special, man, that everybody's just like, yo, come rock with us tonight? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to be versatile. I really want to fill, any space that I can as possible. Being a beatboxer, I'm able to fit in with a lot of mixed genre shows. So it doesn't have to be a strictly hip hop bill. I can hop in with just, jam band, a cappella group. It really doesn't matter for me. So I'm all over the place on that.
Yeah, man. Um, so how did you get your start, man? I think when I first met you, you were like 17 or something, taking like a
Yeah.
college course, and you know, you're pretty funny, man. You'd be in class, you'd be in class like making beats, and all of a sudden we'd be talking in the middle of the conversation, and then all of a sudden you just start like beatboxing and making these noises and shit, and I'd be like, what? Like, it's like
Yeah.
that rhythm's just in you, dog. Like you couldn't help it, man.
I was a weird kid, man, for sure. Now I'm a weird older man.
There you go. So, man, tell us about your history and your background. So, I knew you when you were 17. Uh, you were into music making back then. Like, how early did this start for you, and like, where did you get it all from?
Yeah, I first started kind of going out into the hip hop scene when I was about 15, so close to 2012, 2013. I started going to open mics around town, like Austin Mic Exchange at Spider House, and I started to become a regular there and a staple for the shows. And from there, I was able to meet like a lot of other artists around town, like Minds of a Different Kind, Subculture Patriots,
Mhm.
Ruler Y, and they really took me in and kind of mentored me, uh, showed me a lot about the music business, a lot about recording, and just overall being a hip hop artist as well. And yeah, I'm coming close to about 10 years in the local scene as well. So it's been good. I think I've made like a lot of strides for sure.
No, for sure, man. I don't know if you remember this, man, but I remember you were a student and you were working with some group. I can't remember the name. It was a bunch of younger guys, and now I could be just bending the story a little bit. It could be warped in my mind, but um, they were the rappers and you were the young guy,
Yeah.
and you know I don't know, you were like trying, you were like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to rap or whatever, it almost seemed like you were
Yep.
trying to
Yep.
get, huh?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that era very clearly.
and and back then I was just like, yo, Ben, like you're the star, man, you need to be rapping, you know what I'm saying, ditch them dudes, you know what I mean, like keeping it real. That's just what I felt. And then you're just like, oh, I don't know. And then now I see you got albums out, beat tapes.
Yep.
You're killing it, man. So I'm glad you started
It,
doing the solo thing, man.
for sure, man. I mean, it's hard because it's your best friends in high school, kids that you used to rap with, like at the lunch table, and you know, like years later, only one of those guys is still rapping. We're still homies, but you know, not everyone wants to do it full time. So I'm glad I did start doing solo stuff and I don't know, push myself instead of just being in a high school rap group.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It was yeah, I'm glad you did it, man. And look, man, a lot of people don't know that like they see all the shine when these people get famous and they're just like doing it for a living, but they don't know the hard times, dog. Like when you're rapping and no one wants to hear you, when you're
Nah,
trash because you're
dude.
still like in artist development stage.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, man. Like when you're first starting out and having to put yourself out there. Like I'm so glad most of those YouTube videos are down when I was doing like dubstep beatboxing or like pentatonics acapella group type stuff.
No doubt.
So, it's going to be awkward starting out for anyone and I have hit that for sure.
Man, that's awesome, man. I hope some of the new, up and coming artists that are watching this are just like, a lot of us feel the same way when we're first starting out. It's like, can we do it? It's
Yeah.
tough, but like, just stick with it, man. That's what I say anyway.
Nah, definitely. Past the baby bird stage.
Yeah, no doubt. I saw, I want to say maybe a year ago. So I didn't know your dad was like I guess he was a drummer. I also saw something that maybe he's part owner or he has something to do with Antone's or record
Yeah,
shop or something like that. Can you tell us about that?
for sure. So my dad has been a drummer for about 50 years now. Um he was signed on to major labels back in the 80s. He played with Fabulous Thunderbirds, with Jimmy Vaughn, brother of Stevie Ray Vaughan, and just really tenured, amazing blues drummer that, you know, has a really great legacy. And when he first moved to Austin around 1974, 75, it was around the start of the Antone's nightclub with Clifford Antone. And yeah, just one of the most historic venues in town. And after Clifford did pass away, he was able to purchase the record store after being a manager there since about 1988, 87. So yeah, definitely got to rep Antone's all the way.
Oh, I see, man. Yo, and it's crazy because like now I'm piecing it all together. Like I didn't know any of that about your dad. You know what I mean? And so no wonder you got this crazy rhythm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In your head, bro. Like from day one, it's in your genes, number one, and then you've been listening to this crazy, crazy dope music, and man, that's crazy, man. Makes sense.
yeah. And like his parents were record collectors too. They had a record store up in Fort Worth. Oh, they sold records, guns, and did lawnmower repair. So that's some Texas shit right there.
Already, all in the same shop. They got
Yeah.
full wisdom teeth as well too. So
Yeah, for the right price. But
exactly.
I was able to be exposed to like really cool music really early in my life. Like just records that my dad had. He was always playing stuff. He'd take me out to his gigs, you know. I'd be like hiding out in the drum cases while they're loading out. But yeah, it's definitely where I get it from.
All right, man. So let's talk about some of these shows. We'll talk about the album, and then also some of your beat tapes out there. So like, I see you performing all the time, and you're doing some big things with some pretty big artists opening for those guys. Like, what's one of the most memorable performances you have, or your favorite show, even?
Yeah, I've had a lot of great experiences. One of my, you know, defining moments I feel like was getting to hop on stage with Ghostface Killer from Wu-Tang Clan. Just amazing random occurrence. I was just a fan in the audience. I heard, he's performing maybe 2 hours before, so I run down there, and Wu-Tang Clan is the first group I ever really listened to, starting out with hip hop when I was about 12 or so. So yeah, it was really like a lightning in the bottle type moment for me.
Yeah, and I think there's videos of some of these performances out there, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's a big frame picture of me and Ghostface Killer at Empire Control Room as well. So
Oh,
that's
nice,
pretty
man.
tight. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, how many albums do you have out right now?
Uh Shit, that's a good question. I have about 3 beat tapes out right now and 2 full-length rap albums. And I got them all on cassette because that's how I go.
Oh
This is
yeah, I
the
see that.
last beat tape I dropped. What a banger! All fast food themed,
What
and
what
I
made you do
handmade
the
these cassettes too.
Yeah. What made
What's
you do
up?
the fast food theme?
Oh, I live that life, man.
I was that I lived about that life, baby. I see you.
No, it's being from Texas. Like Whataburgers are on every corner, so it really felt like the thing to do.
Yeah.
And I have other friends that had like HEB themed beat tapes. Another friend did comfort foods, which is all Krispy Kreme themed. So I really wanted to continue that legacy. Also, Kmart choppers from Juicy the Emissary in Denton. I don't
Okay.
know. There's a long legacy of food themed beat tapes on cassette.
Yeah. I'm
So
expecting the Waffle House soon, man. So
oh, for sure, already
nice,
10 tracks down.
man. So what's your process whenever you're making these albums? So let's just start with the beat tapes. I know that you do some beatboxing into the mic and stuff like that. Are you just adding synthesized drums or like recording live acoustic kits, or are you just you by yourself in your room?
Yeah, well, I'm a big record head, so I've been collecting vinyl since from the start, basically. So most of my stuff I record straight from vinyl onto like MPCs, chop that up, get the drums from Drum Library beat kits, and yeah, I just try to keep it mostly all vinyl sampling.
Nice, man.
So
And then, so when you're recording your albums, how's that process go? Do you bring the beats already made to the studio and record over them, or are you kind of like, you know, have an idea and then build the beats around it, or what?
it's kind of chaotic. I I do have a lot of my own beats that I've stockpiled, but I also like the opportunity to work with different producers here locally. You know, for the most part, I only work with people that I know personally or are in the same music scene as me because I feel like, that together, I don't know, it's great cross promotion. And since we're in the same scene together, it really propels both of us. So, like, cats like Flobama, Boom Baptist, and Ruler Y are some of my favorite producers to work with.
So, how long have you been working with them?
Ruler Y was the first engineer I ever met. I was about 15 the first time I went to his studio. Just this like musty, dank, dark, smoked out studio off of Chestnut in Manor. And yeah, I'd be like, all right, mom, going to the studio. Drive over there. I'd take him to go get like 40 ounces and trade that for fucking studio time too. And I don't know, it was grimy, but it was a cool, like, formative stage for me for sure. He showed me about artists I never heard about, all the underground, and yeah, lots of respect to Ruler Y. That's my drunk uncle.
No doubt, man. Nah, that's great that you had people around you, man, to kind of, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say give you the game, but like introduce you to new things maybe that you
Oh,
haven't experienced yet, you know?
nah, definitely. You know, hanging out with like older cats in the scene that had already been through their formative stages really helped me get a jump on people that didn't really have mentors around. So I'm really happy for that for sure.
Nice, man. So you mentioned a few, positive people in your life, or like people that are on your team almost. What about the haters, man? Do we have any Ben Buck haters out there?
I mean, far and few, man. I hope so. All the producer beef, all the lo-fi producer beef. I
People said
don't
lo-fi
know.
producer.
Hey man, you use the same drum samples as me, asshole.
Exactly.
I don't know. I try not to piss off too many people. I'm sure there's a couple, but I don't know. I just try to keep it all copacetic. I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes. And, the people I surround myself with, I really want to help build together. So,
Nice,
but fuck the haters.
exactly, man. No doubt. Um, Now, with your specific, I don't want to call it. I guess it is a subgenre. Um, is that your thing? Are you ever, you know, have you ever thought about rapping over a trap beat or something like that?
Yeah, man. I mean, if the beat knocks and I got the right tempo for it, I mean, I love rapping over bass heavy shit for sure. You just have to kind of like tackle it differently. But yeah, I'm not opposed to it at all. If it knocks, it knocks. That's how I feel. I gravitate to more like golden era 90s beats, of course, but that's just what I got started out on. But yeah, I love the new generation of shit too.
All right, man. So I absolutely love your hustle, man. I've seen you since day one getting it in. You know what I
Yup.
mean? I remember going to, I think it was an open mic at like Spider House or something, and here I am coming out to see you perform. Y'all were all wasted, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all were getting it in, man. Real quick for the up and coming artists out there who are looking to like book shows and stuff, like give them a little game real quick. Tell them how to like how you're booking shows. Is it just you, or are you working with some promoter that's booking the shows for you, or if you're just like harassing these people, or what, man?
Yeah, just work on your outreach. Just maintain professionalism. Learn how to write an email that's not, you know, too much information that kind of bogs people down. Keep it really straight to the point. Um, you want to book a date, uh, get the date in there, attach your music, and maybe one common thread that shows them why you should play at their venue. You don't need to tell them your life story. You don't need to give them your full biography, but you know, just maintain professionalism. Don't step on people's toes. Don't, be an asshole at venues. You know, the staff are there working for you too. So make friends with the sound guy. So the next time that you play their venue, maybe they'll give you a little bit more in the monitors. They won't fight you on it. Yeah, learn how to write an email. That's the best advice I can give. You know?
Yeah, so back when I was performing, I was a new guy in town. No one knew who I was, and I was like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I've got this album, and I showed them my press kit. Here's a magazine article that was written about me. I can have at least 50 people come to this show
Yeah.
if you let me do it. And I think I only had like 65 or something like that show up, but like it was kind of cool. It was like my album
Yeah.
release, and I was totally unknown. Um, Now, if you can only have like, you know, I was having people open up for me, and I was like, "Hey, can you bring 10 people to the show?"
Right.
And they're like, "Yeah," and then they show up and like their mom is there, and I'm just like,
Yeah, right. Their mom and their girlfriend, you know.
exactly. And I was just
Like,
like, so don't be that guy for those out there who are starting out. Just
yeah.
keep it real
On
and
that
be like,
same token, yeah, don't overpromise either too, you know.
mm,
Like, you don't have to bullshit people. If you can't bring 50 people, like, that's okay. If you're like talented enough, I think you're able to like still get on those bills, still be able to like convince people that you bring value, you bring entertainment for it. But don't overpromise anything either. Like, oh yeah, half of Austin knows me. They're all coming out. Like,
mm.
and fuck pre-sale tickets too, man. Like, you sell 20 tickets and you get $2 a head off of every thing.
Yeah,
Like,
there used to
that's
be a
such
company
bullshit,
that
man.
used to do that here way back in '06 and '08, and
Yeah,
can't remember the name of them, but it was that whole thing, man. It was crazy.
for sure. I mean, they've been doing that since the 80s and 90s for sure. And it looks great. You're like, wow, you mean if I sell 25 tickets and give you all the money, I can perform? Like, wow. People are still doing that, man. And
Yeah.
fucking sucks. It's borderline pay to play. Like, you know,
Yeah, and
but
for those out there, watch out, man. During South by, I had someone like years
lots.
ago being like, "Hey, give me $500 and you can open for DMX," and I'm like, I already knew it was a game,
Whoa.
and I was just like,
Right.
"No, I'm good."
That shit's wild. People love that, like you'll get the opening slot at 4 p.m. They play at, midnight. You
Exactly.
were hours removed from that artist,
Mhm.
you know?
All right, man. So tell us about some of these side hustles. I saw you early on when you were a little bit younger, man. You were making T-shirts. I own a couple Ben Buck T-shirts. Um, you're doing that, and then I see you're making your. I don't know if are you duplicating cassettes or how are you getting those
Yeah,
cassettes in?
for sure. I'm gonna try to show you my setup without my laptop dying
Okay.
because my broke ass can afford a real battery. So yeah, I do tape duplication. I got the whole setup behind me. Um, I order the blank tapes, do all the printing with a partner of mine, and yeah, let me see. Over the past, I don't know, since the start of 2020, this is the amount of projects I've knocked out for artists. Like over 60 titles I've been able to put out for artists on the cassette tape. You know,
Bro,
a couple thousand, I don't know, several thousand handmade tapes I've been able to give for people, and that's been the next hustle for me for sure.
that's crazy, man. Is that like is that apparently there's a market for that? You know what I mean? How big is
Yeah,
that
right.
scene?
Yeah, especially in like the producer scene, like people are really getting into collecting beat tapes. For me, like I really wish I could do vinyl production. You know, that would be the end goal to be able to like produce. I don't know, maybe work with a pressing plant, but the expense and time that it takes is just not really a possibility. So I saw cassette tapes is the easiest way to get physical media that aren't CDs out. But yeah, people collect tapes still, and it's kind of mind blowing. It comes full circle.
So some of the artists I work with, I'm like, my mindset is on T-shirts and merch and stuff like that. Are people buying tapes as merch out there for you?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Like even people that don't have cassette players, you know, like they'll still buy the tape to support, put it looking somewhere pretty, you know, and it surprises me the amount of people that actually buy tapes. But yeah, t-shirts too. That was like my first hustle. I started doing tie-dye shirts to kind of capitalize on, you know, Austin has the weird hippie scene. I've kind of translated that into screen printing with another partner of mine. And yeah, we're really trying to, I don't know, get the DIY, every aspect of DIY artistry into like one condensed place, like by artists for artists for sure.
Right. So, is the screen printing? Because even myself, I've been looking at getting more shirts done. You know, different colors, like tank tops for the summer and for women and stuff like that. Is that something you guys are looking into, or are you guys doing that at all?
Yeah, we're just getting started. We got the screen press rig. We've done a couple runs for artists. I was working with another screen printer down the street, Doomsday Collector, professional screen printer. So I do the tie dyeing for him. He'd print over it. Then we take it to companies like Via 313, Rolling Smoke Barbecue, and just cover all the bases for them.
All right, man. So, what type of things do you like to do outside of making music, man, and doing your screen printing?
Not much. Oh yeah. Um, I work at a record store, so if I'm not making music, I'm trying to sell music. And if I'm not selling my music, I'm trying to sell, you know, 40-year-old records too. So cool. Get to work with my pops. It's a great job to have for sure.
That boy's life is music, dog.
Oh, long walks in the park.
There you go. You love kissing, spooning, and cuddling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the bio, right?
Exactly.
Must be over 6 feet.
Exactly. That's crazy.
Girl, you're gonna be disappointed.
You know, would you describe yourself more like a homebody, always in the studio, or are you one of these dudes? Do you ever step out and live that party lifestyle, man? Rock star?
Far from a fucking rock star, but I'm not a homebody either. Like I love going out to outside studios for sure, different venues and stuff. Usually, if I'm going out, I'm trying to perform somewhere. I'm not really trying to just like, drink downtown. Oh, that it is fun, but I don't know. I like to have a goal whenever I go out too, which kind of helps me not be a shithead.
Yeah, yeah. If there were some things in the music industry that you could change or you would like to see changed, what kind of things would those be?
If I could change these bigger companies taking over everything, that's what I would do for sure. Until they sign me, fuck them. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Right? I'm gonna be wearing like Live Nation shirts in like 7 years.
No
Like got
doubt.
the little yachty braids.
Love
Little
it.
yachty braids, colorful fucking grill.
Yeah,
I'm ready
yeah.
for it, man. Let's sell out, bro.
Let's do it, man. All right, man. So, couple things. Tell us about any upcoming shows that you have, and then after that, new albums, new music, and then anything else you got going on.
Yeah, I'll start with the projects I'm working on currently. Over the pandemic, I just started a bunch of shit all at the same time. Kind of the mentality, start it now, finish it later. But over the summer, lots of things are coming together. I'm dropping a new project with my group Ox Cutter, 10-track LP, all produced by Shadowboxing, me and another MC, Nate the Great. Um, I have a remix album of all the beats I kind of produced for my own songs. I got outside producers to rework them, put a different spin into them. So that's like a 13-track remix project. I have an EP come in with Boom Baptist, about 6 tracks, all produced by him. Let's see. And maybe another album just for the fuck of it.
Hell yeah. That's a lot, man. Like that's three different projects. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah. So I'm just trying to fine tune like how to get them out. They're pretty much all done, but I just want to find the right time to not kind of, you know, flood too much or like choke it out. So
I've been having the same conversation with a couple of artists that I'm working with, and what we've decided to do was just record all of the album or the songs, and then once they're all mixed and finished, then we're going to release them in singles. And I had saw DJ Khaled did that a few years back.
yeah,
He released like 5 singles before he released the entire album. So that's kind of where I'm getting I'm getting uh, that little tactic from.
yeah,
It gets a world of singles right now, man. It's crazy.
definitely. That's kind of the approach I'm taking for the remix project. I've dropped I don't know, like 7 singles from it for like a 13 track album. So I was
Mhm.
thinking of releasing every track as a single, then repackaging it and putting it back out there, see if it hits again. So,
Yeah.
have you ever heard of the artist Nether Friends here in Austin? So he has this crazy strategy. I think I don't know, his output is the craziest shit I've ever seen. He's able to drop an album every 2 weeks of like 10 tracks, all in the same like loose concept. And he kind of like tricked the algorithm for Spotify because like everyone's release radar for Spotify every Friday it'd be like new Nether Friends album, new Nether Friends album, and it really worked for him, which is crazy. But I don't know, being able to tinker with the algorithm, getting it in front of people's eyes, it's really a new game that we have to learn how to play. But now is the best time to be an independent artist because all the tools are like right in front of you, you know. And if you take the time to learn it, you can really do anything that a major label could do for you. I mean, minus the fucking budget, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any help with your marketing or anything, or is this all you coming up with these ideas and just kind of putting your stuff out there?
This is all me right now. I mean, you know, there's definitely artists that, had mentored me in the past that I've been able to bounce ideas out of. But yeah, I really have to do a lot of this shit for myself.
And what about the shows coming up? I've seen flyers pretty much once a week. I'm seeing a flyer that says
Yeah.
$1 on it. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to pay rent, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, the biggest one I got coming up is a tour I booked for the Palmer Squares, a group out of Chicago. Um, we're doing 2 dates in Oklahoma and 4 dates in Texas. I booked the Texas leg of the tour. So we'll be doing Houston, Austin, Denton, then San Antonio. The Austin date's going to be at Empire Control Room. I got the group Oxcutter on that show as well, and we'll be releasing our album in accordance with that show as well. Yeah, that's the biggest show coming up in July. Then I'm booking artist Rome Streets from New York. He's been on projects with like West Side Gun, Conway, DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill, and we're bringing him to Flamingo Cantina August 8th.
So even then, you have the marketing working within your show. You're introducing the new group and selling the
Yeah,
album. Nice, man. Y'all need to take note out there, man. This boy's got it, man.
I'm working on it, man. It's all these ACC business classes with an affordable rate of just.
We need to have you on the, those little
Oh,
billboards out there. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, right. I'm ready for it, man. I'm just waiting for them to cut the check.
No
No, I'm just
doubt.
kidding. What up, showman? No.
Yeah, yeah. All right, cool, man. So, we're definitely going to be looking out for the albums and the shows and all that. But like, where can we find more information about that? Like, give us like your IG handle and any other contact info we can get from you.
Yeah, across the board, if you want to find my music, you can look up Ben Buck Beatbox on Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify as well. Yeah, I'm pretty easy to find. I'm rapping under my government name, so holla.
No doubt, man. All right, Ben, I appreciate you, man, giving us some of your time. I know you're out there busy ripping and running, trying to make it happen, man. Keep up the good work, man. ACC is proud of you. You know what I mean?
ACC, what's up?
No doubt, man.
For
All
sure,
right,
man.
man.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's good to catch up. And shit, man, hit me up.
No doubt, man. See you around.